Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts that came and went all day long, leaving him uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about the past and worried about the future. His mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm, sleep well, or even remember how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said a wise old man lived there. He had once been a famous psychologist in the city, helping many people find peace in their lives. Now old, he had left the busy city and settled in a quiet village close to nature. Occasionally, he would give advice to visitors. Curious and hopeful, Marco decided he must meet this man. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. After many days of a long and tiring journey, Marco reached the village. There, he saw a small house covered in greenery. On the porch sat the old man, eyes closed, looking completely peaceful. Marco approached and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and smiled calmly. "So, you are looking for peace? Come with me. I will give you a small task." He took Marco to his yard and filled a glass with water, so full that even a slight shake could spill it. He handed it to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and back."
Marco was surprised but eager to try. He held the glass carefully and began walking. The road was narrow and busy. People were walking and running. Shopkeepers called out to customers and dogs barked. But Marco didn't notice any of it. His eyes stayed only on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People watched with surprise but did not disturb him, knowing he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man. "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill a single drop," he said. The old man nodded and smiled. "That's good. But tell me, did you notice the children playing by the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco was surprised. "No, I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man smiled gently. "That is the secret. Something that was always inside you, but you didn't know it. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, confusion, or extra thoughts. You are only thinking about the water in the glass. At that moment, your mind was completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not afraid of the future." Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we find outside. It is already within us when we live in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay in this moment. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled again.